I think Lamin started it with, let's say, the challenges after Jame. Kajoko, the reason why they try to support His Excellency Adam Barrow presidency for that term. Well, in the beginning changes 2016, Adam Barrow Masakunda men inherit. Yajoko Kujamale Kataji and the Katapul Minke Proka Banco Fintindi Konola. So therefore, Mojamala Miro Muntoka for coming, Momunimala Jamme succeed, you will face a lot of hardships and challenges. So then I mean the word of force, what I mean to go before I even talk about Barrow whether he deserved that time or not. I think this government has put us into more mess than even where we came from. Ninata jibe bankola economy ya tada menna Adam Barrow ya tada menna animbimbe lo lamento julomen fonda man la karola ngaje balu la koreal ma fon la compare to birimba tala jamme bulla and the Barrow campaign wato men ka jamme banko tinyale mane boto be around $900 woto mo atenata nata drong marbuto na $700 lela. So that narrative definitely ngaje la ko men keta o kola wala mane boto the most expensive one was $1,150. But Biman Boto, the cheapest one is $2,250. Some places $2,300. So Kurboto are down that end. Nakilo back $1,900 level. Baroko it was more expensive. So B Sukurboto is $3,000 plus. So Ning Ateko Banko Bota Nundlakote like a foot and Blakote B, Tunkunkote na B, Malum Minto Mafan, economy la Carola. The debt burden was around that day $46 billion. Today, that's combination of Jawara and Jame. Nina Barrow Jibe, in his 7 or 8 years alone, he has give us a burden of more than $70 billion on top of that 46. Almost.
But compared to Barrow, compared to Jawara and Jame, don't you think this time like Kolgena Koleata than all the time? The COVID-19.
No. In Jame's time, you heard about the Ebola and the stuff like that. The cholerias were all pandemic issues are not new. These are viruses. They can the meningitis you talk about. They all came in the Jamme time. And Jawara time, I cannot say anything in that because Mawoje was following the mal. But coming experience in Jamme's period, you have meningitis. Kanya Kuro Menatal water. The no melusta life water. You talk about the Ebola, the famous Ebola, and then Oyamenke, Africa, Sierra Leone, and in fact Gambia, because the economy pandemic everybody feels it. You understand? So we are able to manage it through. So coronavirus not I even think that what we get support as far as the coronavirus is concerned is even massive. All alone, Gambia should have been able to capitalize on that, and we have massive infrastructure at the health wise. But that's a different story. Nina Tajibe, $110.6 billion is minus the Jame Jawara combination of 46. So it means that we have about 70 something. And the Nimang debt service in Nimang. So Nina debt service in Dama, according to the economics, if you combine the health and agriculture together, main service at the debt level, debt service is more than the budget of health and agriculture. So Barrow put us into more mess. Instead of bringing out the Gambia from the mess, he even put us into the ditch. I don't think talking about the democracy, I commend for that Barrow believe in rule of law. Democracy, he doesn't have any choice. He doesn't have any choice. Now, because coming from the freedom of speech, what we are doing today. Barrow doesn't have any say in this, and he doesn't have those powers. So the executive powers I remember exercise. Barrow keep abusing executive powers. He keep violating the law. I is the appointment of the vice chairperson or join away with Handle. So you look at the ministers, the two ministers who resigned with dual citizenship, manifestly. So there are many issues mostly highlighted in terms of Barrow violating the constitution of the Gambia, and yet still he remained the president. If you talk about peace, he has to commend the opposition, because we look at the country at large, the situation of the country. Instead of us reacting otherwise, but Gambia jang maintain maintain. So Barrow. The tribal part, Barrow, he united people because maybe he doesn't mean so tribal, but I capture it as a tribal part because we are more divided on what line. Not only politics of tribalism, more colorful than Jamaica time. But in Barrow's time, we saw Jamaica making Barrow tribal group solo, ethnic group of command the state house, addressing them on their ethnicity. You understand? Found Kajal Makonfonda, Keslandi, other tribes or other ethnicity come Bangkok and Jamaika. So Barrow did all these things. So in terms of dividing the nation, Barrow did more harm than any other president in Bangkok and Jam. So talking about the third term issue, even my colleague, my Koroke, they should all discourage Barrow from that. Among we are discouraging it in the sense maybe MPP doesn't have any other candidate, but but until the young people, we have a bigger say in this. We want to emulate people who want to manifest the highest of integrity and morals in politics. If I was someone intervene alajet, or Dajiko you may along Anginka, Luania Mulka Bunya Dajiko Biji. Nindajiko Manketa Lua Bunyano. Ikatatam Yaka a Lua Bankol Kanetarim, but you still see the president wanting to go beyond that. Kalua ni bondi je prat ayati favor then atata I mention me along ko dia time so just lua beje but daji ko manketal then before lua daji ko ko mayata ni nga daji ko nati the law will prevail but right now ngaji la kamem fo the 3 years transition natale he justified ko the CRC was on a tour consultative tour according to that member they don't even complete that tour and if they complete that tour they must table the draft to his cabinet. Cabinet has to approve that. When cabinet will approve, it has to go to National Assembly. National Assembly debate on it. Ya jibe, find the famanya nanyanta. Then ya endorse. If they endorse it, they take it to referendum. From there, it come back and it go to be a law. Ya fam. Barrow said so. Until and unless that happen, maybe people don't want that to be in part of his legacy. Which to me definitely he makes sense. Even though I was critical to the 3 years issue, but it makes sense to me. He want to build a legacy of bringing a constitution that is going to give us a 2-term limit. So within the 5 years now, maybe there could be a reason we give him opportunity to go for 5 years so that we have a constitution. But looking at the situation at the time, if you follow my interviews on Standard and any other media, Point News, many come publishing more. I said it all the time. For Nasok Sita with the 3 years, Gambians will lose a constitution. Because he was not interested in civil service reform. He was not interested in any reform. And ambition let me succeed with this. And if you succeed in 3 years and go for 5 years, he would like to serve more. That's why they will interpret to go to jail, and others we are also ready to go to jail for us to have him respect the 3 years. It is not about establishing a for them. No, it is about more of setting a precedent of integrity. He mentioned Dabo said support them of the 3 5 years issue. Yes, Dabo support, but we are also critical to Dabo. We did not spare him. So one mistake but after learning from that 3 years mistake collectively, he was given an opportunity to give us a constitution within that 3 years. He was the leader who orchestrated to kill that draft constitution. At the former another cabinet of Indita, the white position of Indin, white paper of Indin, Kao draft constitution me along at the Bracala, ya fa. Before it even reaches at the National Assembly. So Briafa, now we saw him now, this man is not only interested to have a constitution in his legacy, but he is now even interested to serve as much as he wishes. Has much because he started comparing himself to Jammeh. Like 22 years. So at the Fanade, I for more. Because alamol let's we discriminate kan more about that retroactive active woba at discriminate. But I find even that was that injustice against the citizens, because Barrow main campaign being on well, I mean for justify being on well, why counting that term will be an issue to somebody who only called for 2 years. Well, it was a big question. So Barrow attack from 2 term to the 3rd term. That is on call for as far as our country is concerned. Until Jiroto, among the coming, he's trying to say he has laid this kind of foundation, this development. No. Barrow MPP is having a problem. And the biggest problem is the disunity between the party. I said this here.
Akola party problem together.
Problem problem in Barbara Alpha problem also. Problem there. Another problem in Melongi, Yalong Apolajang, Ahmad Ban in City Njai, they will have a problem about this Mamedia issue. I don't know whether Barrow favor Mamedia or MPP favor Mamedia, but there are 3 groups in MPP. me alon kan history can tell you that Barrow be mol jam falale abe mona de me alon kan mambata MPP hana bata mangi santo de maybe duma dem because Sidi say yawutan the cham the aspirant candidate for the Brikamaira council. Sidi was never had in NPP momon ne ma to moye but overnight ngajela kata NPP la candidate overnight Bakari Badji the minister yani Mr. Tourela nying how to call it bundung Mustafa Tourela Mustafa was more of MPP than Bakar Badji. But overnight, they discouraged Mustafa. You see Bakar Badji as MPP candidate. So you go to Banjul.
But the president doesn't select that.
The president influence.
The president selection maybe near to
selection. You will not have the president declare that he's going to be the candidate of MPP in 2026 without the party coming up with a statement. The parties would do their selection first.
Do you have to come with a statement to validate?
Of course, whatsoever thing has to do.
We are not UDP that writes press releases.
Okay.
What I know in processes, as far as I'm concerned, globally, the standard is if you are in an organization and the position that you are vying for, it doesn't belong to you. More than the administrative wise, the party you have to come with an official statement on that one. But so why are you preempting it? The preempting of that palazzo is that Barrow no score. Ning amanyin declare ko abitala MPP la flag bearer. There'll be a disaster. There'll be a disaster. And the disaster he can MPP.
Okay, that is why he
declared.
Okay.
So MPP belongs
intelligent.
Belongs is a global.
Okay.
It is serious is a global. Is a global na betela. Barrow declares what to buy no. But men surrender women to call. No matter how pressure, as far as unifying MPP is concerned, Barrow should not do something me along ko. Afon along that goes against his own morals, his own words. It's unethical for a president to stood and say, "Oh, no president will serve for this country after Jammeh for more than 10 years." O president kilo ena fin ko de amu len ko sign debetale for more than 10 years, and he's not Jammeh, unless and until he is Jammeh. For that de Jammeh, but akonte len ko na tambre ya Jammeh. President ko tena la member marani banko fu min sar sanji tanki. And we are the mantraja.
Okay.
Barrow le bijam. So ni fana atra ya Jammeh sang wole bije sign. I can understand, but now the ya mantraja, I don't think my colleague, my brother, they should encourage Barrow to go for 10 years.